Friends, welcome to the channel, my name is Hako. We have new drip. I'm a little bit late to this trip because I was taking this weekend off because I was thinking, not too many things are going to be happening in Zenless anyway, and then we ended up getting the earliest drip that we've ever had for the 2.3 characters. And without further ado, let's see it.
I didn't keep you waiting too long, did I? Yidhari. Call my name when you need me.
There is a few things at play here. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't mean to. Let's pop back here where we have it in full screen. There we go. So, we are getting Yidari. And this is the reason why I didn't lose my absolute shit when we got Lucia ripped. Because, obviously, Lucia looks a lot different now than she did in the early days. And I really didn't like the change. I thought the new Lucia is a very cool looking character, but it doesn't hold a candle to like the old one. But here we have it. Lucia's design has basically become Yidari. And this is just rumors, so, take it with a big grain of salt. But I've heard that they, somewhere along the lines, they just messed up the names. So this should have been Yidari and the other one should have been Lucia, but for some reason they just continued to go with it. Obviously, I don't know if that is the case. It's just what I've heard, not confirmed, so... But I could see that being the case, because this very, you can see the old Lucia, the old Batman design in Yidari. And now this is funny in a few ways, because people a lot of times when I stream, they ask me, oh Hako, what kind of fire end would you like to see in the game? And I think I always say dinosaur fire end, give me a T-Rex fire end. But my number two is usually I say, what would be really cool, give me octopus fire end. Give me a squid fire end. And boom, here we go. And quite frankly, she looks cool as all shit. Finally, I'm getting another deep sea fire end, just like Ellen. Although, also a little bit on a sad note, just like Ellen, Yidari is also ice. I would have preferred it if she was something else for, several reasons. One, I already have a very decked out Ellen. We all have Miyabi. And then also two, for coverage purposes. If Yidari turns out to be stronger than Miyabi, I'm gonna have such a bad time saying that line in any Yidari related video. Yidari is Ice Rupture, and she belongs to the Spook Shack faction. Now, I would say that I don't feel like Yidari or Lucia. It's kind of a stark contrast between these two and the Spook Shack that we have with Joshua and Manato. So I'd say that they more look like they belong to, the Sibian temple instead. But nonetheless, I think that they look absolutely phenomenal. And had we seen Lucia and Yidari in the drip marketing for the 2.x, I think these could have been the characters I was most excited about. And in the video discussing Lucia, I said that I think she might be, the Rupture support that we've been rumored of getting. Because we also get Manato, which is Rupture. And now with Yidari also being Rupture, that makes a lot more sense. Or it makes even more sense. So, Yidari. I wish stories never end, that I have the courage to keep turning pages forever. Nothing new under the sun, huh? Why don't you try asking her about it? Ukinami Yusho. Don't let the slow talking fool you. When she's typing, she's lightning fast. She can keep 3 different conversations in the same group chat going at full steam at once. While sharing spooky stories late one night, she suddenly said, I saw your child self in the hollow. No joke, that was the first time my ghost story made me break out in cold sweat. Kumano Manato. Every ship's keel is engraved with the path home, and the bloodstained end will ultimately crash upon the shore of departure. A person staring at the horizon, unbothered by the fishy scent carried in by the sea breeze. So yeah, Spook Shack is turning into a big faction. With Manato, who is coming as an A rank, we are gonna have 5 people. I think the only other faction that has 5 people is the Sons of Kalnon. Overall, I think that she looks cool as all hell. She reminds me of Killer Bee from the Naruto anime or manga. And I've been wanting more sea creature fire ends. So, I do really like the design. And I'm glad to see that she's kept her hammer that, she had in her early days when she was called Lucia. I hope it's still rocket powered. And I will say that design-wise, they are kind of a contrast to what we got in the early days. But I think that is to be expected of now the 2.x patch. And I could see going forward that every big patch is going to be, the urban fantasy style with a twist. And right now, we have the Chinese, mystical twist to it. But overall, I think that Yidari looks absolutely freaking, fantastic. And Lucia also looks like very cool in her own way. And what excites me the most about these two is that we didn't really know that they were coming. So it will be interesting to see like how they forward the story and so on. Very exciting. Peeps, let me know in the comments down below what you think of Yidari, what you think of, Lucia, and what you think of the Malto situation. From what I've seen in the community, a lot of people seem to almost, be looking past patch 2.2 and having their eyes set on 2.3 instead. And I gotta say personally, if I could only like pull on either 2.2 or 2.3, I think I might only do it on 2.3. And my one gripe with Yidari is on a personal note, and it is that she is ice. I would have loved if she was, something else. Any other element, but I'll take ice. And I could fully see that, lighter might be the best in slot stunner for yet another team. Lighter strongs just keep rising. Everybody, let me know your thoughts down below, and until next time, Hako out.
Oh, I wish that you could just take it easy. Lay back, fast the way I roll. So get off my tail, or else you will get to say hello to my jolly sharks. Got up, like, don't you know? Don't you know? You should know that I'll fight them all. These sharks got up, like, don't you know? Hurry up and get it done. But don't run my patience to the ground. If you need me here, these sharks got up, like, don't you know? Ooh, yeah, you better keep it fun. When I try, I'm second to none.